Back on Adapt and Respond with me, RJ Young. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to the show, please subscribe, like the video that you're watching, and leave a comment below. Do you think Notre Dame and USC should continue to play ball for as long as we are playing college football? Also going to remind you, we got an audio version of this podcast that you are watching on YouTube, or if you're listening on the audio podcast, thanks so much. Leave us a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Go to the form in the description on YouTube, fill it out, and tell me where to send your sticker. A lot of stickers have gone into the mail. I will continue to send them as we get closer and closer to these 500 reviews that I'm really looking forward to. Goal is to get us to over 1,000 by the end of the season, which would be very cool. Okay, so Lincoln Riley had kind of intimated throughout 2025 he doesn't know if the Notre Dame rivalry makes much sense for USC given the current space and format for which we're playing college football. Lot to talk about there. So USC Notre Dame has been one of the rivalries that most of us look forward to forever, right? Because it is a glorified, I should say, let me go at this another way. USC Notre Dame is a clash of color that has come to be synonymous with greatness for most of us. The Golden Domers playing against the USC Trojans has been marked with such controversy and such cool people that's really difficult to forget. Right? I'm thinking about the Bush push. Matt Leinart pushed Reggie Bush. It was illegal. They won the game. I'm thinking about what the movie Rudy has done for college football, even as most people that know much about Rudy Ruettiger could tell you stories that would, curl your toes. The movie itself with Sean Astin is amazing, and we all love it. We know that O.J. Simpson went to USC, and we know what happened when OJ got older. We know that Mike Garrett was a Heisman winner and a former athletic director who ends up at Langston. We know Lane Kiffin was there. We know Steve Sarkisian was there. We know that they have had a Heisman winner in Carson Palmer, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart. We also know that Notre Dame has turned out some really great players that, frankly, I don't always think get enough notice, but some that get a little too much notice. Usually the quarterback. Jimmy Clausen comes to mind. Probably shouldn't, but he does. Manti Te'o comes to mind. Catfish anybody. However, that game usually is good. It usually does not disappoint because Notre Dame is a barnstorming team. That game is always on the schedule is nice to know because, Notre Dame will play almost anybody. They got this agreement with the ACC where they play a bunch of ACC teams, but they also play everybody else. And it's one of the things that we enjoy about the sport, so much so that we let them run around as an independent and treat them like a Power 4 school. It's cool. I think in recent years, USC has been helped by this rivalry because USC hasn't been that great in the 2020s. Certainly not since 2019. Thinking about Clay Helton coming through there. I'm thinking about Drake London coming through there. And frankly, Lincoln Riley choosing to go to USC at a time when Oklahoma is humming. Oklahoma is a good football program when he leaves it. Takes a loss to Mike Gundy in Oklahoma State, gets on a plane the next day to go to USC, then talks about turning that place into the mecca of college football, as if Norman isn't right there, as if Columbus isn't right there, as if Tuscaloosa is like, hey, you winning championships, you talk about coming here, right? As if Baton Rouge is going, I'm sorry, how many national titles has USC won since Pete Carroll left? Okay, cool. I'm sorry, does the Pac-12 any good, or is it just y'all? Turns out the Pac-12 so good, it dissolves. And when it dissolves, Big Ten says, y'all want a home? And USC says, yes, please. Can we bring our little brothers UCLA with us as well? Oregon and Washington say, hey, we want to come too. All right, our stepbrothers would like to come as well. So now you got those over there. Lincoln Riley, though, is going into a season where he sat the starter, Miller Moss, a thing that he's done more recently of late, but was loath to do until basically Spencer Rattler showed up, the guy he recruited to Oklahoma. And that's been the sauce, right? When people talked about Lincoln Riley and they wanted to be mean about it, they would say he can't recruit and develop his own quarterback out of high school, as if that should matter. I don't think it should. But Austin Kendall was never going to be the guy at Oklahoma. For that matter, we could keep going down the list. But Baker was, and Kyler was, and Jalen was. And eventually, this guy named Caleb Williams does show up, a guy he recruits out of high school and follows him to USC, and he turns him into a Heisman winner at USC. Drawback to that is, even with Heisman winners and number one overall picks, and he's had 3 of them, He has not played for a national championship. And a lot of that has been about the defense and the defensive coordinators that he's hired. They just haven't been that great. Alex Grinch was not that great. Mike Stoops was awful. Danton Lynn, we'll see. It's teetering, but it ain't great. It's good. It ain't great. Now, with Miller Moss, a guy who couldn't beat out Jackson Dart, you thought he was the guy because he threw a bunch of touchdowns against Louisville. You end up sitting him halfway through the season. You bring in Jayden Maiava, who starts 4 games for you after transferring in from UNLV, and he's got a lot of skill set that we're used to seeing with a Lincoln Riley quarterback. A guy that can play make on the move, right? Make it happen with his legs, and if the play breaks down, he will save you with them. Now, that in and aside with the Notre Dame conversation, I think is just a hat on a hat. I don't think you need to be having a conversation about the future of the Notre Dame rivalry, for which he said at Big Ten Media Days. Schools are in radically different situations with their schedules, college football playoff pass, that it underscores the need for a system with more automatic qualifiers, while also going, I think Jayden Maiava can be one of the better players that we have and can be really special. I need USC to start winning football games at a higher rate before we talk about losing one of the great rivalry games that it happens to play in. I realize that you want to get into the playoff, and I realize that you want an easy path to get into the playoff. And the easiest path for a college football coach would be an automatic qualifier. But I played football, and I love football. And the thing about football is it doesn't matter what you think you ought to do. You got to go show it. You got to go prove it. You got to go win it. And if you're good, we'll put you in the playoff. We got 12 spots now. We'll have 16, we think. But to say that you want to lose one of the sainted rivalries in the sport so that you can better get a spot in the playoff, I don't know. Sounds a little weak. I don't like weak. Play people. Play people in your division. Play people in your conference. Play people on your level. Notre Dame is on your level, at least historically. Now, they played a national title game last year, and you have not. Right? That might be getting under your skin. But looking at a game and saying that it's difficult is not a reason to lose it. Texas and Texas A&M, Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. Ohio State and Michigan know enough, and I mentioned this, that they all need to play each other. They hate each other so much that they have to play each other. I don't know that we get that hate for USC Notre Dame. And maybe that's what it's got to be. Maybe it's got to be an era of trash talk. Maybe it's got to be an era of course they're scared to play us coming from Notre Dame. And that's what I would lean into if you want to keep the game on the schedule. All right. If they're scared, they're scared. Take it up with them. I can't make them play. Can't make you put on pads. Can't make you put on a helmet. I can't make you line up and get smashed to death. But that's not what you want to do. That's not what you want to do. Go play Cal Northridge to choose a team that a school that doesn't have a football team. Right? Go play Northern Arizona. Play somebody that doesn't matter. It's like we got to play Big Ten schools already. Sure, dog. Rutgers will be on the schedule. That's really going to ruin your day. I want USC to be good because I think USC being good would be good for the sport, but not at the expense of losing Notre Dame and USC as a rivalry game. And to the end of Jayden Maiava, I really want him to be good. I think he can be. And I think if we're betting on Lincoln Riley and a transfer quarterback that he thinks can play, he's earned the benefit of the doubt on this. But is USC going to make the college football playoff in 2025? That's a more interesting question. And right now, we're talking about Illinois having a better chance of making the college football playoff than USC, which would mean one more year of Lincoln Riley being at USC and not doing the thing that he did at Oklahoma and being as far away from creating a mecca of college football as Indiana. Farther. Indiana made the college football playoff this century. Have you? No. Until then, let's push it back just a little bit. Pump the brakes on USC. Come back. Let's talk a little bit about Texas and why I think that school is surging at a time when it could take the most advantage of its recruiting, and it's doing just that.